Hallo zusammen and welcome back to the second episode of German names in Attack on Titan, explained, translated, analyzed and whatnot. Now that we've already taken a look at 5 German names in Attack on Titan in the previous video, in the previous episode, you can also find that one linked in the end card and in the video description down below, let's take a look at 5 more. 5 equally interesting ones, I think. I've only watched the Japanese version with English subtitles, even though I'm a German. Confusion all the way through. We're gonna start with Annie Leonhardt. This one is pretty interesting in that it's pretty similar to the aforementioned name in the previous episode, Karl Fritz. In this case, Leonhardt, her last name, can also work as a first name, maybe with a slightly different spelling there, but it still can work that way too. I'd say especially nowadays, it's still way more common as a family name though. The form with DT at the end is more common as a last name. It's basically nameception as well because it contains the name Leon. And yes, you might have guessed it, it indeed is related to the English lion as well. The name Leon is derived from the Old High German Levo, which means der Löwe, singular, die Löwen, plural, the lion. And the last part, hart, refers to the actual German adjective hart, which itself is derived from the, you've guessed it, Old High German term harti, hart, mutig, kühn, hard, brave, bold. So family Leonhardt is supposed to act like brave lions. Well, considering Annie joins the 104th Training Corps at some point, she indeed is willing to fight the hard way. Familie Bernhard, family Bernhard, features a similar sounding name, and there are some similarities here, but also some differences. Hooray! Let's take a look at them. The name is derived from the Old High German Bero for der Bär, the bear, and again Harti, hard, strong, bold, and so on. So here the focus isn't a lion, but acting, fighting brave and strong like a bear. And equally similar to Leonhardt, it's basically an extinct name nowadays. It was popular up around the first half of the 20th century, but steadily decreased in popularity from around the 40s and 50s onwards. With Leonhardt, of course, you might still find the short forms Leon or Leo, though they are still pretty popular names in Germany to this day. And slightly trivia on a side note, you might also be familiar with the dog breed Saint Bernard in English. In German it's Bernhardiner. Not quite a brave bear, but a strong dog. Doghart. The first one is Bernhard can also be a first name and a last name in German. Crazy, right? Now to another similar sounding name, Berthold Fuber. Berthold Fuber. Fuber? Something like that. He's one of the members of the Marley Warriors next to Rainer and Annie, and more about Rainer later. Rainer. And again, his name can also be spelled and written with a DT at the end, as opposed to just a T or just a D, the German language. I'd personally say though that the most common variant would be the one with just D at the end. By the way, all these different spellings don't change the pronunciation of this name whatsoever. It remains the same. Sorry to disappoint you guys again, but it's true. Stating the obvious, Berthold is another outdated and old-fashioned German boy's name that doesn't get used nowadays anymore, maybe except, and that counts for all these outdated names actually, being given as a second first name. You might have figured already, but in a nutshell, many names in Attack on Titan can be traced back to, you've guessed it, Althochdeutsch, Old High German, and that also applies to Berthold. It originates from the Old High German Bert, glänzend, meaning glossy, and Waltan, herrschen, to reign, govern or rule. A shiny governor, sort of. I'd say apart from its distinct strong sound, at least to me, it really fits the overarching military scheme and aspect of Attack on Titan. wild, basically untamable beasts with much inner willpower and physical strength, flavored with additional descriptive attributes, brave, tall, whatever. I really love how the creators of Attack on Titan really did some research and didn't pick names at random, even though I know that German names are simply popular in Japan. So it fits. It's a win-win-win situation, I think. Also a rarely used German family name, but more so a common German noun, Bürger, Bürger, or in this case just Bürger, because it's used as a name. Bürger is a member of the military police in Attack on Titan before the fall, in case you didn't know. As a noun, der Bürger, Singular, die Bürger, Plural, means citizen, but similar to Eren Yeager's name, the vowel combination UE, UE equals Ü, and AE, AE equals Ä in written German. However, as a family name, Bürger also exists as Bürger with UE though. And again, I've said that before, that doesn't change anything about the pronunciation. But yeah, talking about this vowel combination, by typing or spelling this way, foreigners without a German keyboard, which features distinct keys for Ä, Ö and Ü for the umlaute, can also type terms with these letters in them. Also, sometimes forms, and also German forms, require Germans to use the alternative versions and spellings. AE for Ä, OE for Ö, or UE for Ü. For instance, since sometimes the two dots over the vowel might be overlooked or not analyzed properly by AI or a computer. I guess, and maybe that's just me, they chose this as his name to underline his lack of distinct identity, to stress he's just a member of the military and just one cog in a big machine. Last but not least for this episode, let's talk about Kardina Baumeister. Okay. As a German, I have heard of the term and the name Baumeister multiple times actually throughout my life, but Kardina? What is that? Kardina is the last surviving member of the royal Baumeister dynasty or family. What's funny is that Germans who might not be familiar with the show might think it's a female character because of the name Kardina, and it sounds very similar, very feminine to German ears, especially because of the last A, which often indicates a feminine term or name. The noun der Baumeister, Singular, die Baumeister, plural, is a German compound word. Yes, we really love compound words, as I've said before, and literally it means a build master, a master of building, and indeed that's what this term refers to. It contains the prefix Bau, which relates to bauen, to build, and der Meister, Singular, die Meister, plural, the master, adept or master craftsman. A Baumeister is a person of high accountability and leadership in the field of building design, project planning and manufacturing control. Fitting to that high responsibility and prestige that comes along with this, the rather conservative family Baumeister has a high standing within the walls. So again, a clever, really cool choice. If you enjoyed this video, firstly, don't forget to check out the previous episode if you haven't already, and secondly, also make sure to spread the word, to share this video with other people, because that is the best way to support your favorite content creators on YouTube, Twitch, wherever they might be. Thank you very much for doing that in advance, it really helps. Also thanks for watching, for your attention, for everything. I'm your Vlog Dave, tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.